Hi, it's Alannah from Move in Faith Meditation, and welcome to the third day of my 5-day Hug and Love Challenge. It's been a really enjoyable time that we had on Monday and Tuesday evening, and now Wednesday. Are you ready? Are you ready for some serious heart medicine? Because this is going to be a transforming evening for you. At least I hope so. I know it has been for me, and I know for those that do the 5 days, the full 5 days, when you finish with it, you wind up feeling so wonderful. That's all I can tell you. It makes such a difference, and at that point you wonder how you could have lived without doing this every day because of the difference that it makes. Okay, I have some little guys that have joined me tonight, and I think I'm going to have to let them out of the room because I was hoping they would be quiet, but I don't think they're going to be. Come on, guys. Squeaky, no, we don't eat the mat. Come on, Mama's going to... No more chewing. You know that gives you a tummy ache. Oh boy, does that give you a tummy ache. Oh, I'm so sorry. Now Oh, this is live. Guys, come on, get out from under the desk. Come on. Sorry, I gotta get them out because they're gonna be disruptive to us after all. I thought they would be good, but they're not. Oh my goodness. Well, kind of, but they're just making too much noise. Come on, guys. And Squeaky, yeah, you tend to eat the mats. I can't let you do that because that's gonna give you a tummy ache. Then you feel all yucky. Come on. Hey, where'd you go? Oh my God, where'd you go? Squeaky, where are you? Squeaky. Okay, come on, sweetheart. I know Mama loves you, sweetie, but Mama needs to do this, okay? Okay, honey? Come on. Whoa. Yeah, no, get your claw out of my scarf. Okay, Max, Mama's going to put you out too, unless you're going to be, no, Mama's not going to take a chance, okay? I know you're such a good boy, but Mama's got it. If you were Felix, maybe. Felix. It's okay. I'll see you guys later. Whoa. Okay. I am back. Okay, my little guys. Sometimes they can be really good, you know. And then other times when I need them to be quiet, oh boy, they will start playing and gnawing at the mat. I've got one of these foam mats underneath, and one of my little guys, Squeaky, likes to chew on it, and then he gets it in his tummy, and then after a while and it's like, ugh, not a good thing. So anyways, okay, so I'm so glad that you could join me this evening. For those that join me, I have 2 changes to tonight's routine. Okay, I gotta take a drink again, sorry. So, for those that join me tonight, I need to know your name because well, you'll see a little later in the program. It's not going to be very long, but this makes it much more personal experience when I know your name, and then I will be able to say it, and that, like I say, makes such a deep connection for you. So again, I see I have a lot of takers here. So happy to see you joining me. Let me see. Tonight you're also going to need a prop. Okay, tonight you're going to need a chair, a high back chair if you have one, maybe one of your kitchen chairs. Just like this, I'm going to show you here what I'm talking about. Okay, here's my high back chair. Okay, and you're going to need a towel like this. Okay, and here we go. So it's a high back chair, and the back of the chair is going to be closest to you, and you're going to see why. It's going to be used in the last part of our meditation, and it will be very powerful for those of you who have difficulty visualizing. and imagining the feel. Wonderful. Hi, Sandy. So glad you could join me. This is going to be a wonderful session. So I'm asking people tonight to get themselves a towel, And if you have a high back kitchen chair, and also to let me know your name, because I'm going to, and I know your name, Sandy, so let me know who's joining me, so that this is going to be something that I haven't done before. So this is a bonus for you, for those who join me tonight. Get yourself a high back chair and turn it so that the back is closest to you. Okay, so that's going to be used in the latter part of not the meditation, but this exercise, this love and hugs exercise. And this is going to be, it's a very simple, there's not a whole bunch of rah that goes on. It's not a bunch of platitudes. This is actually, I'm going to catch my breath tonight. This is an exercise that is really has substance. Okay, it's not just a bunch of nice, pretty words, and then you walk away, and it kind of leaves you after a few minutes. This is something that actually has a lingering and compounding effect on you, on the heart. And especially I've done this challenge because I find that during this time of social distancing and physical isolation, that we as humans, I mean, I don't know about you, but I have a lot of friends that I'm not able to hug now when I go shopping. It's all this distance hugging, like you can't even touch basically, and you're 6 feet at least apart, and I miss the hugs. I'm a hugger. I need hugs, and they feed my heart and part of my well-being, and they just do. And so that's why this exercise is really important, because it gives you that feeling of connection again. And a lot of times we don't think of it. We don't think that we can do it with ourselves, but I'm here to show you that we can. And when you do that, it is like the best feeling that you get in the whole wide world. It is transformative, really. And it will, if you're suffering from depression and feeling lonely and feeling sad and feeling unheard, this is going to change that for you. This is going to give you the feeling that you've been looking for and hoping for. And it will literally, I suffered from anxiety, overwhelm, depression, big time, to the point where the slightest little thing would overwhelm me, and I would just feel myself closing up in fear, and I would go brain dead, and it wasn't fun at all. And sometimes I'd even get overwhelmed by the word the. Oh, that's my hang-up word. When my mind goes blank, I can't even spell the. Silly. Okay, I'm letting you into some personal stuff here, but it's true. And this exercise, this simple exercise, along with my meditation, has literally turned my life around. So if you're looking to do that for yourself, you want to turn your life around, this simple exercise can do that for you. It's something you won't feel comfortable with it. If this is your first time doing it with me, you won't feel comfortable doing it tonight. You won't necessarily feel comfortable doing it tomorrow night, but you'll be familiar with it at least. By the third night, you're going to start settling into it and really let yourself start feeling it. Night 4, like tomorrow night, wow, you're just going to really allow yourself to get into it. And by the 5th night, you're going to be feeling so much love, and you're going to be feeling heard, cared for, and nurtured. And so if you've been feeling really lonely and isolated and uncared for and getting depressed about this corona issue, this little exercise is going to help you to feel so much better. If you can imagine yourself like Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music, and when she's singing "The Hills Are Alive" with the sound of music, that's going to be you come the end of day 5, and even day 6 when I do a bonus day. And you're going to feel your heart sing with joy, because you're going to be feeling really loved, and it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. So let's get started, okay? Let me compose myself. This is an exercise that has real value. And like I say, let's get started. So the first thing we do, it does involve some self-touching that's very proper. Okay, we don't do anything weird. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cradle our face, and we're going to we're going to place your left hand on the right side of your face. You're going to place it on some strategic emotional points here. You're going to put your index on your temple. You're going to put your third finger. Okay, if this is your first time doing it, I'm warning you, it's going to feel a little bit weird, but you got to trust me, okay? Because it holds really powerful significance on the not just the physical level, but the emotional level, the mental level, and the spiritual level. And so here we go. This is the index where the third finger goes into, see that well there, that's where we're going to place the third finger. I'm going to place the fourth finger behind the ear because that has strong, really strong physical, emotional, mental, nervous system significance for us. And then we put our pinky on the neck. We're cradling our jaw, just like our mom did when we were little. And it just gives us that feeling of being nurtured and cared for. And we're going to use this hand, and we're going to place it here to cradle our left hand. That's one time. Another time is we're going to move it down here to the forearm. I got cat fluff. Forearm, where we have a little bit of muscle. The next place that we can place our hand is right here, just below our shoulder, where we have a little bit of meat, behind our tricep, okay, where we can hold it and squeeze gently. The fourth place is on our waist, okay, on our waist. And all of these places have emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual significance. And they are places of support and nurturing. And they speak volumes to the heart. They speak volumes to us. And they let us know when we touch those places with gentleness and sincerity, they help us to feel loved and nurtured, cared for, and supported. And so what I'm giving you is this ability, when no one else is available to you, to be able to do it for yourself. And we will use a little bit of visualization, and you will see, and when you allow yourself to relax and to really open yourself and allow yourself to feel it as much as you possibly can, the dividends are going to be overflowing to you. You want to talk about ROI? This is ROI times 10. Okay? Times 10. Even actually times 100, especially by day 5 and by day 6. And it's something that you'll want to continue thereafter. So for the moment, what we're going to do is we're going to start on our left side. I'm just going to set my watch here. We're going to do it for a whole 2 minutes. Like, whoa, okay? Are you ready? Let's get set and go. So allow yourself to, remember that third finger is in the ear, okay? Not in the channel, but in the pocket. You're going to lean into it. You're going to just imagine. You're just going to imagine that it's maybe your mom when you were little, or your father, or your grandmother. You're just going to lean into it, and you're just going to imagine that they're holding you. Maybe you're resting your head on the shoulder, and they're holding you, and you're just feeling so loved, so incredibly loved. Give your hand a squeeze. Just give your hand a squeeze. Now move your right hand down to your forearm, your left forearm. Just give yourself a squeeze. Move your right hand to behind your arm. Give your tricep a squeeze. Keep imagining that it's maybe your mom or your dad. Oh gosh, it passes so quickly. Now we're going to change sides. You're going to put your right hand right here. It's going to be touching again some emotional points. You're going to be touching your temple, just behind your eye here. It's like cradling your eye. You're going to put your third finger, the tip of your third finger, not into the canal, but you know that the pocket there, that you see that? And there's actually like a stopping point, okay? You're going to put your fourth finger behind your ear, and you're going to put your fifth finger on your neck. You're going to lean into it. You're going to imagine that it's your grandfather, your grandmother, your mom, or your dad, somebody that you loved, and they're just holding you. They're just holding you. We're going to do that for 2 minutes again, and here we go. Okay, first we start with the hand. Lean into your right hand. Close your eyes. Just squeeze your hand gently. Just imagine you're being held. Maybe you're on their shoulder. They're just holding you, and you're just feeling so loved. It's like all your cares are being met and you're safe. Squeeze your hand. Move your right hand down to your forearm. As you continue to lean into your right hand and cradle your jaw. Give your forearm a squeeze. Move your right arm to the back of your tricep and hold your arm. Give yourself a squeeze. Feel that you're loved. You're just feeling so safe. Move your right hand. Try moving it down to your waist. Right side of your waist, and give yourself a hug, a squeeze. Oh my gosh, 2 minutes passes quickly actually. Now we're going to we're going to place our left hand again on the right side of our jaw. This time we're going to do something just a little bit different. We're going to keep remember the positioning here, right under our eye, right on the outside of our lip. Again, your hands will be clean, of course. You'll have washed them so that there's no germs. Okay, you're touching here. You're putting your third finger in your ear, not in your canal, but in this part here where it'll stop, okay? There are important nerve endings there. Put your fourth finger behind your ear. There we go. And your fifth finger on your neck. Okay? You're going to lean into it. And this time we're going to add something a little different. This time you're going to say your name. Okay? Or actually, we're not going to go there yet. We're going to say first, I love you. And this has special significance. We're going to do it again for 2 whole minutes. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to lean into it. Again, you're going to imagine that you're being held by someone who means the world to you and who loves you. You're just going to feel safe. You're going to feel safe, and you're hearing them say, I love you. I love you. And so say this too while I'm saying it. I love you. I love you. Give your hand a squeeze when you say, I love you. Move your right hand to your forearm, your left forearm, and say, I love you. Give yourself a squeeze. I love you. Move your right hand to your tricep. Give the back of your arm a squeeze as you say, I love you. I love you. I love you. You lean into your cradled, your cradled hand here on your face. Squeeze your arm. I love you. I love you. I love you. Gosh, here we go. We're going to change to the other side. Okay, we're going to cradle our right side with our left hand. Position your hand. Okay, we know the position now. It's down in here on the of our lip, cradling our eye in our ear, because we have all these points have important emotional, physical, neurological, spiritual impact on us that speak volumes to our spirit and our heart. Okay, behind the ear with the ring finger and on the neck. Here we go. I'm going to start again. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to say I love you and give ourselves the squeezes. Okay, I love you. Imagine that it's your mom or your dad or your significant other. They're just holding you and they're saying, I love you, with all the feeling in their heart. You're letting yourself feel it. Give your hand a squeeze and say, I love you. 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 yourself a squeeze. Allow yourself to feel it. I love you. Feel the warmth in your hand as you lean into it. Now for the last go round, I'm going to increase this to 3 minutes. It's actually 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Here we go. Now this is where the chair comes in, and this is where I need to know your name. See, the last one we could have also done it by saying, I love you, and adding your name, like I did a couple of times. And this is where I need to know your name. So for joining me tonight, this is a special bonus. Let me know your name, and then I'm going to use your name in this part of the meditation. Okay? So, now, like I said, you're going to need, for this part of it, you're going to need a high back chair. So if you don't have one with you, get it, because you need a high back chair, and you need a towel. Okay? So get yourself a high back chair and a towel. I will wait, because this part of the meditation is just going to be, the exercise, the loving exercise is just going to be a little different, but it really holds a lot of power also that you're going to feel. At least I hope you do. So get yourself a high back chair, get yourself a towel, thick towel, because what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up leaning into it a little bit. For those who have a hard time visualizing this, see, normally I would just say visualize that you're just leaning into it. You know, like if someone is standing in front of you, they're standing in front of you and you're a little shorter than they are, or you're sitting down and you're just kind of leaning forward and resting your forehead on their tummy, on their stomach. Okay? This is what happens. And it gives, and on top of that, what I want you to imagine is that as you're leaning into them, like if you were a small child and you were leaning into the stomach of your daddy or your mummy, okay? And they would be kind of leaning over you. How can I show you this? Let's try this. Okay, so they're kind of like, I know, here. Okay, here's my chair. Can you see my chair here? This one. Oh, I'm going to show you here what I mean. So imagine that they're like this, okay? So they're kind of leaning into you, and your parent is putting their hands down like this onto the back of your, like onto your mid-back, okay? And it comes down mid-back, and so they're resting their hands like this, are kind of around your head, right? But you're leaning in and around your head, and it's kind of embracing you to your mid back. So their hands are kind of down like this, if you can see it, down like this, and their head or your head is going to be resting up against their abdomen or their chest. So that's what I'm trying to get at with this part of the exercise. And you will understand, if you get this feeling, just like the other part of it, this part is very powerful. Very powerful. You're just going to feel so loved. So this is a really good thing. Okay, so if you have your high back chair, let me know your name too, so that I can know whose name to say, okay? So I had Sandy. Again, whoever's joining me, don't be shy. Let me know who you are. Then I'll say your name. You'll see how powerful this is. Okay? Okay, too shy? Okay, you're going to miss out. So Sandy was joining me before. So imagine now, if you need the chair, use it. This is where you kind of lean in. If you have a hard time visualizing this, Then do it with your chair, with the high back chair. That's why we got it. You're going to lean into the towel like this, okay? You're going to imagine that this time we're going to do the exercise with God the Heavenly Father. Doesn't matter what faith you are. Everybody can imagine the loving arms of God, right? If it's Jesus, imagine Jesus. I'll imagine Jesus. I'll imagine Father God too. Either way, the whole point is that you know that you're safe in His loving arms, and you're absolutely loved. I mean, absolutely, right? In spite of all of our shortcomings, you know that of anybody, God is going to love you to your core. To your core. And so this is a time to let yourself feel it. So before we were doing just the visualization with us or your mom or your dad, somebody that you loved holding you. Now we're going to do it. Imagine that it's God. And so Sandy, since you are the one who's been brave enough to let me know your name, because I don't get to see everybody's name. Facebook changed something. So you got to say something, or I don't know why some people's name shows and other people don't. I have no idea, but be brave and tell me who you are, okay? Just say hi. Anyways, for now we'll say it's Sandy who's watching. And so if you want, you just imagine that you're leaning forward and you're leaning against God's tummy. And He's just kind of wrapping His arms down around over your back. Just imagine that His hands might be on your shoulders. And reaching down a little further, mid-back, behind your heart. And His hands are just resting there, and you're resting and now we're going to just kind of we're going to do the positioning, okay? We're going to do the positioning. We're going to do it with our right hand. Okay, I'm just going to imagine that I'm resting here, but I'm still going to do the right hand business. Okay, so let's do this. So left hand, position it. It's important. Hold yourself here, okay? I'm going to start the watch. You'll see this goes very quickly. So now I'm going to say, Sandy is the lucky one I get to say her name. So you're going to give yourself a squeeze. You're going to imagine that you're leaning into Father God's tummy or His chest, and He's putting His hands around on your shoulders, on your back, and He is saying, I love you, Sandy. Just give yourself a squeeze here too, okay, as if it's Him. This would be a good one to put your hand on your shoulder or near your arm. It's as if His hands are coming down and they're embracing you. And you just say, I love you. I love you, Sandy. I love you, Alannah. And you just imagine that it's Him saying this to you. You're in His arms and just feel yourself relaxing. It's like you've come home. I love you, He says. I love you. I love you. I love you, Sandy. I love you, Alannah. I love you, Father. Hear yourself saying that to Him too. Just let Him know that you love Him. I love you, Father. I love you. And He's saying it to you again. I love you, Alannah. I love you, Sandy. I love you. I love you, Father. I love you, Alannah. I love you, Sandy. I love you, Father. I love you. Oh gosh, we're going to change now to the other side. Now, you know, there's something in us, right? There's something in us that doesn't just want to get love, but we want to give love also. And so when someone like Father tells us he loves us and we're feeling it, we just want to echo that back to him. There's just something so powerful in that our heart responds to. It's like the best thing in the world. It's the best thing. It gives us such a feeling of being cared for and nurtured. And so we have one more side to do, okay? So who's ever watching gets me to say their name. So here we go. We're going to change side the last time. This is the last time for tonight. So we're going to change sides to the right side of our face, or the left side of our face with our right hand. Here we go. And position your hand like I showed you. Just give yourself a squeeze. Just feel the love. Just hear yourself say, I love you. Say your name. Say your name. I love you. You say, I love you, John. I love you, Sandy. I love you, Alannah. I love you, Lisa. Or I love you, Phaedra. I love you, Raul. I love you, James. I love you, George. I love you, Sally. Whatever your name is, just say it. And feel it. Now we're going to do again. We're going to do it as if we're leaning into the Father. Okay? This is our last time. Put your whole heart in it. Just imagine that you're leaning, if you don't feel comfortable leaning into like Father God or the Lord Jesus, imagine that's your dad or your mom that you absolutely love, and you're resting your head on their tummy, on their stomach, and they're putting their hands down on your shoulder, maybe behind your hand, so you're behind your head so that their hands kind of rest where you're on your lungs and your heart, just behind your heart, on your back. And you're just feeling them hold you. And you're just feeling safe. You're just feeling loved. You're just feeling like you're home. And you could just let go. Let yourself feel that. Totally safe and loved. Just feel like you're leaning into them and you're just allowing yourself to let go and relax. Feel loved. I'm going to do it for 2.5 minutes, and here we go. This is our last time. Give it all you got, okay? Just say I love you and say your name. I love you, Alannah. Say your name. I love you, Sandy. I love you. Feel their hands just wrap around you as you lean into their tummy. It's like you're just letting go and you're just saying, I love you. You hear them say, I love you. Say your name. I love you, Deandra. I love you, Jennifer. I love you, Landon. I love you, Anna Claire. I love you, Dominique. I love you, Geneviève. I love you. Give your arm a squeeze. Lean into your hand. Just allow yourself to feel so loved. I love you. I love you. I love you, Alannah. I love you, Judy. I love you, tomorrow. I love you, Kylie. Oh my gosh. It really does pass so quickly. Kalu, there, you could have said your name. I love you, Kalu. I love you, Kalu. So basically that concludes the exercise for tonight. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling so loved. And that's the whole point of this. In this time of social distancing, where we can't be close to our friends and a lot of our family, and we're feeling alone, depressed, it's kind of like starting to wear thin, this distancing thing, you know? And we feel out of sorts. We start feeling not right, you know, lonely. And this exercise helps us to realize that we're still loved, that we're still connected, most importantly to ourselves. And when we feel loved and nurtured on the inside and cared for, we have so much more that we can give to others, and we can help them feel the same way. So I'd just like to tell you, go out and hold on, let me rephrase that. That's old habits there. Go out and spread the love. You know, we got Facebook we can do this on. Go out and share this. Tell people to come and join me tomorrow night again. Watch my replays. Join me in the spirit of love. Accept my gift to you. Feel the love. Feel your heart open up. You're going to start feeling so happy inside. It just transforms everything. It's not that you'll start seeing life through rosy glasses, but you're just going to start feeling so good inside. And you just want to share it. You can't help but share it when you feel happy. When you feel love, it's like you want everybody to feel this good. So thank you for joining me tonight. Be sure to watch my replays. Please comment and share with your friends. Invite them to come and join me tomorrow night. The exercise is really not very long. Let's see, what time is it? I started after 9, actually about 20 after 9. And, I might do the same thing again tomorrow night because it's really, really effective. So leave me your comments. I'd appreciate it. Let me know what your takeaways are. Like me, follow me so that you can get notifications. Share, please, with your friends so we can have more people join us and just feel the love as a community together. Thank you again. I love you. I really do. Thank you for accepting my gift. I'll see you again tomorrow.